Diogenes quote, "He has the most who is most content with the least." I pissed on the man who called me a dog. Why was he so surprised? In a rich man's house, there is no place to spit but his face. When Alexander the Great addressed him with greetings and asked him if he wanted anything, Diogenes replied, "Yes, stand a little out of my sunshine." Aren't you ashamed, you who walk backward along the whole path of existence, and blame me for walking backward along the path of the promenade? Why not whip the teacher when the student misbehaves? The most beautiful thing in the world is freedom of speech. Most men are within a finger's breadth of being mad. To become self-educated, you should condemn yourself for all those things that you would criticize others. Once Diogenes saw the officials of a temple leading away someone who had stolen a bowl belonging to the treasurers. He said, "The great thieves are leading away the little thief."
Hello everyone, this is your host, the Furious Nevermind. As always, I bow to no man, and I've got another video for you. This will be about my twin brother, who is deceased, but I'll meet him again hopefully. I started looking up philosophers, and he's essentially Diogenes. All right, that's how I say it. He's Diogenes. He was like literally almost down. He not as old and a little bit different, but yeah, he's pretty much Diogenes. Okay, so he used to say to me all the time, "Study body language, Ryan. All creatures do it." He would tell me sayings and stuff. He was pretty cool. So, and Diogenes himself, I like a quote of his was, "Of what use is a philosopher who doesn't hurt anybody's feelings?" Diogenes of Sinope said. And that, again, reminded me of my brother. I mean, everything. My video, "I Love You, Trash Fox," was filmed about 20 feet away from where my identical twin brother, Scott, camped before and after I left that location and got an apartment because he wanted to stay homeless and drink, essentially, until he died, and that's what he did. That was what he said, and I know that he was uncomfortable, but he wouldn't let me help him get an apartment or save money for him, even my own money. He was seeking and eventually found an early and drunken death. This was his way of committing suicide. I did all that I could have, and I will meet up with him after the resurrection of us all. But to use the certain language, shall we say, he was a Furian, defiant till the end, okay? He just would not even. He wouldn't bathe. He wouldn't cut his hair. He wouldn't, nothing. I mean, you think of it, he wouldn't do it. It was craziest thing I ever come across, but he was my twin brother, so there you go. So Diogenes, also known as Diogenes the Cynic, which both he and I are considered to be cynical, or at least of the Cynic philosophy, if not outright cynical, because it's taken on different connotations. And so, yeah, he acted like a dog too. He would just bang whoever, and he used to get food out of the trash can. He would like go to the pizza place and then get the pizza that they threw out just so he could save money on drinking, which was crazy because I knew where he could get free food. So it was like soup kitchens and stuff. So it was like, you crazy, Scott, you crazy. So he was, though. But this Diogenes was a Cynic philosopher. He was born in Sinope an Ionian colony of the Black Sea in 1412 or 1404 BC, and died in Corinth in 1323 BC. Diogenes was a controversial figure. His father minted coins for a living, and Diogenes was banished from Sinope when he took to debasement of currency. After being exiled, he moved to Athens and criticized many cultural conventions of the city. He modeled himself on the example of Heraclitus. I like his philosophy as well. And he believed that virtue was better revealed in action than in theory. I agree. He used his simple lifestyle and behavior to criticize the social values and institutions of what he saw as corrupt, confused society, exactly like my twin brother. He had a reputation for sleeping and eating wherever he chose in a highly non-traditional fashion and took to toughening himself against nature, again, like my brother. He decided he declared himself a cosmopolitan and a citizen of the world rather than claiming again allegiance to a certain place. There are many tales about his dogging anti-syntheses footsteps, dogging anti-syntheses footsteps and becoming his faithful hound. Basically, my twin brother was a lot like that in a lot of ways. He used to copy off me, and he used to copy off a lot of philosophers also. Diogenes made a virtue of poverty, so did my brother. He begged for a living and often slept in a large ceramic jar in the marketplace. He became notorious for his philosophical stunts, such as carrying a lamp during the day, claiming to be looking for an honest man. He criticized Plato, disputed his interpretation of Socrates, and sabotaged his lectures, sometimes distracting attenders by bringing food and eating during the discussions. Diogenes was also noted for having publicly mocked Alexander the Great. Diogenes was captured by pirates and sold into slavery, eventually settling in Corinth. There he passed his philosophy of cynicism on to Crates, who taught it to Zeno of Citium, who fashioned it into the school of Stoicism. There you go. One of the most enduring schools of Greek philosophy. None of Diogenes' writings have survived, but there are many details of his life from anecdotes, especially from Diogenes Laertius' book, Lives and Opinions of Eminent Philosophers, and from other sources. Diogenes syndrome, also known as senior squalor syndrome, is a disorder characterized by extreme self-neglect, domestic squalor, social withdrawal, apathy, compulsive hoarding of garbage or animals, and a lack of shame. Sufferers may also display symptoms of catatonia. The condition was first recognized in 1966 and designated Diogenes syndrome by Clark et al. And the name derives from Diogenes of Sinope, the ancient Greek philosopher, a cynic, and the ultimate minimalist, who allegedly lived in a large jar in Athens. Essentially, that's my brother in a nutshell, okay? So, there we have it, folks. As my brother used to always say, the universe will provide, okay, for an example. As Diogenes of Sinope once said, "It is a privilege of the gods to want nothing, and of godlike men to want little."